Hi guys, welcome back. Finally got around to doing the walk around. We're at Port Neil, and we're in the sand dunes. The weather's a little overcast today, but it's a nice temperature. It's around about 21, 22 degrees. Anyway, let's begin with the walk around. We'll start with the car. I won't go into a huge amount of detail, but I will give an overview of the car and the camper so the video is not too long. If you want to ask more questions later, just fling me a text or message on YouTube or whatever. Anyway, it's an Isuzu D-Max. It's 2019 LSU. Been a great car so far. On the car we have CSA Raptor rims. They're 17 inch and we've got 265 by 70 by 17 BFG KO2 all-terrain tyres. Great set of tyres, no issues. When we purchased the car we had factory snorkel installed, we had the visors for the windows and the bonnet protector, which you'll see shortly once we walk around to the front of the car. Most of the work was done by ARB. They have installed for us the side steps, side rails and the summit bull bar. So we'll just walk around the front and have a look. They also installed the recovery points on the front, and they also installed the Runver winch, which I purchased separately. So the Runver winch is a 11,000 pound winch, so that'll get the car and camper out any trouble. We've got steady lights, they're the Steady Pros, great set of lights, and they've got the set of covers on them. Oricom aerial, it's just your basic one from the four-wheel drive Super Centre. Most of the controls are on the handset, which are great, nice and easy to use. We've got the mirrors, which are by Clearview. They're the older version. Most people refer to them as the rabbit ears, but they've been fantastic. So no issues with those. And they're also the power fold, so you can fold them in and out with this model Isuzu, which are great. Inside the engine bay, we've done no engine modifications. The only thing we have done is put a fuel manager in, which is a secondary fuel filter. That's a 30 micron one. And we've also put a Provent Man 200, which is a catch can for any blow-by oil. So they're both been installed. We've also done a PWR oil cooler for the automatic transmission, which we purchased from Wholesale Automatics in Bayswater in Victoria. We've got Rhino roof racks, pretty straightforward. The baskets from four-wheel drive Super Centre. We've got a 250 watt solar panel up there, which does all the which charges the electrics when the car's not running. But we'll go into that a little bit more later. We've got a bungee top standard size tent. This is an electric tent. It's fantastic. It takes about 13 seconds to put up, so it's connected to an auxiliary battery. You unclip 4 clips on the side of the tent. You literally press a button and up the tent goes. Vice versa, same when you want to put it down. Good thing about this tent is it's got a little awning around it, so you can keep the windows open at night, not have to worry too much about rain. And also it's got a...
You can leave your bedding in there as well.
That's right, that's the other thing I wanted to say. You can leave your bedding in there, 2 pillows. At the moment we've got an electric blanket in there, sleeping bag and 2 blankets, so it can hold a fair amount of bedding in there. You just got to make sure when you obviously put down the tent you just lay it all out nice and flat, which doesn't take no time at all. Inside the canopy, the tray canopy is by MRT. Quality wise it hasn't been an issue. The The only thing a little bit disappointed about is that it would have been nice to have compression locks. The locks on these don't keep out all the dust. However, in saying that, the canopy and the tray haven't had an issue so far. It's been great, and I've had it on the car for a couple of years now. So value for money, it's good.
Did it come with black doors?
It did not come with the black doors. So these doors were painted by my lovely wife and myself. They're painted by not Raptor, it's the other Bully Liner. That's correct, Bully Liner. So it's an Australian company. This has got a textured surface. It's got 3 coats on it. It's been fantastic. Strengthens the door. Obviously also stops that glare when you have the sun beating down on the aluminium. Inside, pretty straightforward. Clear view, easy slide drop down. Evercool 60 litre fridge. We've got a travel oven. There's a couple of brands. There's the Travel Buddy Road Chef. This one's the RV travel oven. They basically all very similar in their ampage draw and their wattage. Same with their price as well. Got the Nespresso coffee machine, a drawer which just keeps bits and pieces in, and jerry can for water, bucket for cleaning up. This is an extra shelf from Clearview which goes on there, so if I need to do any prep they can go there. I won't set it up, most people know what a shelf does. I did do some insulation in this. It's just self-adhesive insulation that keeps a lot of the heat out so it doesn't get hot in here. You got your light. Only wish I had got the one that switched from white to amber just to stop some of the bugs, but it's not a major issue. We did install a little water thing to wash our feet off and our hands, and we installed another PVC pipe just to put a couple poles in, supporting poles for the awnings. So that's that side of the canopy. We've got the Drifter Stockton awning. That's a 2.5 by 2.5. Great awning. Can't fold it. No issues. Around the back, we have the Drifter drawers. Now originally these were in my old 4-wheel drive, in my Navara D40. That was in the back of a tub. It has a table that goes in there, which I'll show you later. 2 drawers. Basically the bottom one has all our recovery gear, and our top one has bits and pieces. We slide our 2 chairs in there pretty much, and just keep some spare water at the back. So pretty straightforward. As you can see, there's the table which folds up and that slides in. Most people have seen that on other YouTube videos. Around this side we keep all our spearfishing or snorkeling gear, and I keep my tools, so pretty much a chainsaw, blower, drill, tools for any issues that may happen. We've got a compressor and a couple of spear guns and our spear bag, which has got all our flippers and goggles and so forth. I'm going to do a separate video on the electrics, so we'll get into that a little bit more later. But pretty much it's all self-sufficient. We've also got here kick-ass shower tent, so this is great for changing or if you need to go to the toilet. So if you look at the High Country video, you'll see Ricky B going to the toilet. On this side we've got a Drifter .6. Now we purchased this about 6 years ago, roughly 6 years ago. It's .91. It's been a fantastic camper. It's got a slightly extended drawbar. It's also got your AGM battery inside, DC charger, and we've also got a 250 solar watt solar panel on top of the Bunja top up there. So it can charge from the car and it can also charge from the solar panel, so it's constantly 100%. Vice versa, the car is pretty much the same sort of setup. it's also got the Raptor rims. Most people have seen these from drifter videos and that, but they're fantastic. Like, great bit of kit. It pretty much goes everywhere.
It's got amazing storage.
Yeah, huge storage, huge kitchen. That's what we love about it. So in the rear here, it pretty much comes with 2 jerry cans on the front. We use one for water, one for petrol as backup. 2 gas bottles. We use one for our shower, which I'll show you shortly, and this one we use for the gas cooker. It's got another Evercool litre. It's a 42 litre. You got a couple drawers. You got your pantry here, and this is a huge drawer that can come out. You've got drop down legs, so you've got a ton of storage in there. This little box here Jen and I created, it's to keep our bread and perishables in. It's basically just to keep the rodents out. We had issues before where if we just stuck bread and stuff behind there, they could climb over the fridge and get in there, and yeah, it became very messy, unfortunately. But that solved that issue. So this is the modular kitchen. I won't show you how it sets up and packs up, but pretty much this folds back in on itself. This part here, the bottom shelf, comes up and slots in here, and the top piece here sits on top, and that holds it all together, and you slide it in. So the kitchen literally takes 5 minutes to set up. Your awning maybe 5 minutes or so, and the tent 18 seconds. So the whole setup is under 15 minutes, which is fantastic. For those that are wondering what do you do when it's the weather's not the best, it does have a side wall that goes around here, and another one that comes here. That did come standard with the Drifter .6, and you can buy additional walls for this side. We opted not to buy those additional walls. We ended up using some Austrail walls, which were a lot cheaper, and they pretty much do the same thing. So around the back, you've got your spare tyre, obviously, the other gas bottle, other jerry can, pretty much just storage. We put all our bits and pieces in here, the tent pegs and so forth. This one we keep everything in bags, so it's all nice and tidy, and that's pretty much your floor matting, your ladder, and a few other bits and pieces.
The shower.
Oh, and we do have a hot water shower if people want to know. We can set up this. This is another kick-ass shower tent. The shower just hangs here, hooks to your gas bottle. It hooks to the water here, which is on a 12-volt pump, and away you go, hot water. So about 42 degrees, beautiful. That takes about 5-10 minutes to set up, so it's not that long. In the front, obviously, like I said before, we've got the electricals and just the little porta potty, I think you call it, and a few ratchet straps and a few other bits and pieces. We store our surfboards on the front, and there's a little bag also on the front which we store some wood when we're allowed to have fires. And once again, it's got another bungee top on this. Originally it did come with a Hannibal tent. We just found it quite difficult. It was a great tent, however you couldn't keep your bedding in it. It had a cover on it, so you got dirty every time you put the cover on and off, and you obviously had to carry your bedding somewhere else. You couldn't keep it stored in the actual tent, so it was a little bit of an inconvenience, even though we loved the tent. So we put another bungee top on this one, and this one's slightly bigger. It's pretty much a queen size, whereas the other one's like a double size. I did forget to mention on the car, the suspension, we did do a suspension upgrade on that. It's a Lovell suspension upgrade, so the GVM now is 3.6 tonne on that, and the GCM for the car and the camper, for that the car can carry is 7.1 tonne. And people that want to know, these trailers are quite light. I think their tear weight's about 740, and you can carry their up to 1.15 tons. So you've got about 300 kilos worth of stuff you can carry in it plus.
We're sitting right on that basically.
Yeah, we did do all
Fully
our weights
loaded.
before we left, so we had to take some stuff out. But we're kind of glad that we took a lot of the stuff out, because it's stuff that you very rarely use, and we've been managing fine. So we're sitting just under our limits, which is great for us. So legally, there's no issues. Other than that, that's with the camper. Sorry, the camper does have actuators. So for the taller fellas, you can actually put up the camper. So it's all electric, so you can walk under the awning, which is fantastic. If the trailer was right down, you'd basically have to be Jen's height, 5'6", or and anyone else wouldn't be able to fit under it. But that was a brilliant idea that they did when they made the trailers. Other than that, the only other thing I forgot to mention on the car, sorry about skipping back to the car, I did put a set of bash plates on that as well, which goes the full length of the car, and some freewheeling hubs, ASIM freewheeling hubs. That's just in case that we break a CV off-road. I can basically unlock it and we can at least get out of trouble. Obviously, if you don't have freewheeling hubs and you break a CV, you either have to change it on the track, or you have to get a tow. So anyway, that's a quick rundown of it. Finally got around to doing it. So any questions, just comment on the video, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks guys.